You need to make $1,000 fast. I hear you. I've been there and I understand. And it's okay if you're falling a little bit behind or if you're just getting started and that extra $1,000 would help you so much. I have been there before, and that is why I'm going to help you today. By the end of this video, you'll have 10 ideas and you can run with one or two of them and you'll be off to the races. And you know I got you. If you're new to me, my name is Arlan. I was homeless 10 years ago, but since then I've gone on to invest in 200 companies. I started a big venture fund that made the news. And then now what I do is help entrepreneurs make more money by doing things online, doing things in person, and having more freedom. That's what it's all about. I want you to have options. Say the word options in the comments if that's what you want. You want that freedom to choose. All right. So I'm going to tell you some things that you can sell and do to make $1,000 in just a few days, like right now. And I'll tell you this, not for nothing, but I've made about $30,000 in the past week alone. So I kind of know what I'm talking about. And you don't have to make 30,000 right now. I'm going to take you back to when I'm just starting, okay? If I were to start right now, this is exactly what I would do. So the first thing I would do is I would choose a platform. I think right now when I'm looking at everything, there are a couple of platforms that are just amazing for beginners. And I think if you're a beginner, let me know in the comments because there's a lot of people who watch my channel who are beginners. So you're gonna hear me talk about School with a K, School as a platform, which is a membership platform that helps you have like an audience and a membership and a community. And then you're gonna hear me talk about Stan, Stan, which you can see above me here, Stan Store. And Stan is your cash register. So if you think of school is like your clubhouse, Stan is like your cash register. Not only, I mean, school is going to pay you too. I've made like $1 million on school. That's another story for another day. But Stan is going to help you make money now. I'll put it to you like this. With school, which I also teach my students, I've made $1 million over a year, right? With and it took me, I had an audience already and I had the skills and all of that. And so I started making money pretty fast. But when I teach people for school, they make money a few days, weeks, or months later because it's like a nurture thing and it's really powerful. So it's like sustainable. With Stan, I have taught people how to make money the same day. And it can be sustainable, but it's more of like a faster version, if that makes sense. Now, listen, I'm not making any guarantees of anything. You may not make a penny because you may not be able to do that. I cannot guarantee your financial success. What I can do is tell you that I'm going to give you the secrets. I'm just unlock it. I'm not going to gatekeep. So this is the type of thing you can do. First of all, go to my stand store. You can see it. You can see it in action. See the types of things I sell. On the front page of it, it's not everything that I sell because you can actually have like these sub categories that you don't see at the front page, but it's a good representation. And not only that, you'll see I have a free lead magnet. That free lead magnet, which by the way you can join and get, which is a custom GPT, has brought me in hundreds of thousands of dollars for giving away something for free. And I mean fast, okay? So let me break down the 10 things you can sell, and I'll tell you how to do it and how to find the audience. Ready? Okay. So the first thing you're going to sell on your stand store now is an ebook or a guide. Now, I know ebooks kind of has like this old school kind of feel to it. Don't worry about the word ebook. A guide. So I have a 50-page guide, which I'll link to it in the description too, so you can see what it looks like. And maybe I'll even add it to the stand store. Maybe that's what I'll do. You'll see when you click through. But it's a 50-page guide that tells you how I made $100,000 in 3 months on Stan, right? Now I'm at 230,000 just 3.5 months later. But it's just 50-page guide. And I um I built it. It took me a few hours to build it. And I give it away for free as a lead magnet. And the reason I give it away for free as a lead magnet itself, like my guide, is because it has links to different products and different videos and different things that I want people to see. So if you think about, you have something that people really sink their teeth into, not just something that's like, oh, it's a one pager PDF. I may or may not remember that, but it's something that's super valuable and helpful. And they spend time with it and it actually teaches them something, teaches them like this video, then they're more likely to click through and they say, well, I may need that or I may want that. Maybe not today, but maybe later. So the lead magnet is like, it starts helping you right away. So I would look into having that lead magnet and see how I do it on the Stand Store. Then there are guides that you can actually charge for. So imagine this 50-page guide. I could easily just charge for it. So that's what you could do. You could build, and if you're saying, I don't even know how to make a 50-page ad, I got you. Like I have all the things that I show you how to do, I also hand to you. Like I also either have it for sale that I give you the prompt to make it and you just plug it in and it just populates, or I teach it to you on Stan OS, which you'll see when you go to the page. Like I got you, right? So don't worry about that part. Just think about now what you're focused on in this video is writing a list of something, one or two things from this whole list. Like write down the whole list and then choose one or two things that you could sell starting today. And I'm going to show you how to get in front of people too. So don't let that be a limiting belief and you just give up already. Okay? So you're going to think about like a guide. And a guide can be something about what you've done, accomplished in the last 2 years, something you've learned in the last 2 years, like something you're learning right now. Like, I have mine is how I made 100,000 in 3 months. I should have, now a 200,000 in 6 months because I did that too. But I could easily also have how I made my first $1,000 in a week on Stan and make that. So you could have something, it doesn't have to be this huge thing you've accomplished. It can be something small as long as there's somebody else who hasn't achieved it yet and they want to know how to achieve it. You want to be a guide. So you're going to make a guide. Okay. So that's the number one thing. That's not like the number one thing. It's like the first thing on our list. Then the next thing you can create, and again, you're going to choose one or two of these for now, is you can create a template. Another way of saying this is you can create a prompt. So templates are what you copy and paste, and they help you kind of, you just kind of copy what is working for someone else. So you could have something like this thing helped me make money, or this thing helped me, it was a recipe that I really loved, helped me lose weight, or whatever the thing is that you're going to focus on. And you could just have that and then people type in where you have blanks. That's a template. You could sell that $5, $7, $19, depending on the value that someone would get by using it. And another way of looking at this, which is my absolute favorite right now, my absolute favorite is selling prompts. So prompts, AI prompts. When you go to ChatGPT, you type in a sentence or a question, that's a prompt. And a prompt to me is a recipe. And if you put in a sentence and the recipe has a little bit of salt and a little bit of flour, you're going to have something comes out. Like you'll have bread, it'll come out, but it's not going to be spicy. It's not going to be flavorful. It's not going to be, really valuable. When you have better prompts that have more ingredients, then you have a better output. So that's why people buy prompts is like, hey, I tested these prompts, I configured them, I made them better and better and better. And now all you have to do is copy it and paste it, and then you have your answer or you have your thing built or whatever. So with AI, don't let AI pass you by because you're seeing other people do some crazy stuff with it. There's simple ways to use AI. So I have Prompt Shop in a box. If you go to my Stand Store, you'll see it. It's Prompt Shop in a box. And I may even link to it below directly to the explanation page. But it gives you the prompts to sell, it gives you the inventory to sell, and then it helps you make new ones for yourself. So anyway, that's a main one I want you to have in mind. Go ahead and circle that if you're writing it down, because prompts Like, I just think it's the future, at least for the next 2 to 3 years. That's going to be, I mean, it's going to be beyond 2 or 3 years because it's going to evolve and evolve and evolve. I've been studying like hundreds of hours of this for this year. But for the next 2 to 3 years, it's going to be really, really hot. And you're super early. You're really early with these AI prompts. So that's just the second thing that you could do, right? Out of 10. So write this down, circle prompts because I want you to have that in mind. And put the word prompts in the comments if that is piquing your interest, if that's something you think you can do, or if you're already part of my prompt shop in a box, because so many people are. The third thing is a checklist or worksheet. So you can have this valuable, actionable content that is easy to use. It's an easy to use format. And checklists are super helpful. And you may say, well, why is somebody going to buy a checklist or a worksheet? If you price it right, if you price it at $3, $7, $12, and it's something that would save somebody 2 hours to build themselves, think about it. They're going to do it. If you like, I can help you find the right product and the right offer. And if you price it well, price it right, you can have people coming in, oh, let me throw down $3, $5 to get the thing. And then I have this other stuff I'll see too in your stand store. And because it's on one page, it's just, there's no funnel, there's no like complex thing, there's no nurturing even. It's just like, oh, let me see what they're, it's a shop, it's a little shop. So it's just really cool. And I like it more than, its competitors. And I think I'm a little biased. I forgot to mention this. So Gary Vaynerchuk, if you're familiar with him, makes hundreds of millions of dollars a year, is the OG when it comes to like social marketing, and has predicted a ton of stuff. He recently invested in Stan, as did Stephen Bartlett, if you know him. And so Gary has had a contest going for a couple of months. It's his challenge, like to make the most money on Stan in a certain amount of time for like 2 months, a 2 month period. And it's over December 12th. Depending on when you see this, it might already be over. But currently, with just a few days left, I am number 3 on this list. And I may even be number 2. I think I go back and forth depending on what time of the day it is but out of 4,000 plus people, I am 3 or 2 and top 10 wins. So, I'm a little biased because I gave it a chance. I was just like you. I hadn't heard of Stan before. Then I started seeing it pop up here and there. Then a couple of people that I trusted, you know, not that I know them, but maybe I saw a video or something like you're watching right now. They said, check it out. So I checked it out, and it ended up being really cool. The next thing you're going to do, and oh, let me say this too. Somebody's out there saying, man, it's $29 a month. Listen, I'm talking about making 1,000. Are we going to invest in ourselves or are we going to complain? I'm just being real with you. Like I just told you, because I'm talking to the person that I can hear saying this because it happens every single day to me. Someone's like, $29 a month. Don't worry about the 11th month. Worry about today. What can you do with $29? Like if you invest $29, meaning put $29 to pay for Stan for 30 days, can you make that back in 30 days? Can you try? I would. I've told you earlier I was homeless for a long time, multiple times, bouncing around. These products were not available to me back then, but I found my way. And you better believe if Stan were around back then, poof, if school were around, poof, would have been a wrap. So the worksheets, checklists, these little products that are meant to be very accessible to people and bring them into your world. Now think about this. If you give them something like a prompt or a checklist or something that helps them have a fast win, how to have your dog kneel for you in 7 days or something like, and it's a guide or something. If you're able to do that, they're going to trust you. They're going to come back for more. And you can email them if you get the $100 a month version. You can actually email them follow-ups. So it's just cool. Anyway, okay. So then the other things you can sell are things like graphic design files. So when we talk about templates, we were talking about words earlier, but sometimes you just want to have like Canva pictures already made where you just go ahead and just replace it with your photo. So for instance, there was somebody who had like a pack of like 20 Canva templates. And they were for different things that I need, like, this is how you show your product online, and this is how you have your biopic, and this is how you do this. And I bought it, and it was like $7 or something, 17, one of the two. I bought it. I go into Canva, which you can use a free version of it. I switched some pictures around, but it's already built for me because I don't really know how to do that. And they had me, I was like, I want to go back. I want to see. So I bought a course. And then I bought another course because it was like this gateway drug, if you will. So those little things add up. It's not just about what can you make in that moment. It adds up over time. And not even over time, because we're talking about like now. I need $1,000 in the next few days. That person could come in. When's the last time you went to the store and you're like, I'm going to get eggs, I'm going to get drinks, and I'm going to get some flour, and you walked out with like 30 other products. Don't go to Costco or Sam's talking about I'm going to get one or two things, because that's just not going to happen. You go in and then boom, let me pick that up. Let me pick that up. Let me pick that up. That's what ends up happening when you have these lower priced products on your stand store. So there's a psychology to it. And I go into depth and I teach all of this in my Stan OS, Stan operating system program. So I have, if you go to my Stan store, it's called Stan OS. And what I do is I hand you a dashboard that gives you everything you need. It gives you your products. It tells you what products to sell, by the way. It tells you exactly what to sell. It tells you all of the sales copy for the Stan page. It just gives you that. You just paste it in there. It tells you all the email follow-ups, just a bunch of stuff. And it's like an operating system with the dashboard and everything. It's really cool. And then on top of that, I'm doing 4 live workshops that are 2 hours each. And it's all $99. It's a $2,500 program that I will sell for $2,500, but right now it's $99. And all of that is included. And I have the link below, and you can also just go to my Stan store and see it. But I have all of those things. But it's you'll see when you start to see that the product list, you'll start to see, oh, okay, this makes sense. There's something. If I can't find something in here that has like inexhaustible ideas, something's off, right? You can also sell, hey, are you a musician? You can sell links to some music, or links to lyrics, or links to something where you help someone become a musician. We have somebody like that in Your First 5K, where she teaches other people how to become a like how to take their raw talent and turn it into a career. What is that? Courses. We'll talk about that in just the next thing. We'll talk about courses. That's a guide. That's a prompt maybe to kind of figure out what you want to do in life. There's so many opportunities, no matter what you do. Here's what I want to do. Okay, so this is for people who are really engaged in this video, and this is going to be so fun. I didn't think I was going to do this. Okay, in the comments, you tell me what you either already sell or what you think you could sell. It doesn't have to be written in stone. It's like, what do you think you could sell? It doesn't have to be like, oh, I could sell a course of this. It's like more about the topic. So you can tell me either like just the topic, niche, the audience, or you can tell me a combination of, oh, I would sell how to write with calligraphy to women who are 20 to 40 years old, and I would sell that as a course. Like, tell me kind of what you're ideating right now. And I'll take a look at every single one, and I'll approve them to go live on the page. That'll be fun. Okay, so the next thing is a course. Speaking of courses, you'll see on my Stan store, and I would highly recommend you look at my Stan store just to get the example in real life. Because a lot of times people will teach you stuff and they either did it a long time ago or they have never done it. I'm doing this right now live. Like every day I'm making anywhere between $3,000 and $4,000 on Stan, maybe $2,500 and $4,000 on Stan just every day for the past several weeks. So I'm doing it live. So I'm trying to like show you how to do it. Okay. Because I want that freedom that we talked about earlier for you. So courses are a lot of what I do on Stan. I have a few courses that are like my key courses that teach you about YouTube. I know people have asked me, "Hey, how did you grow your YouTube by 150,000 subscribers in just a few months? How did you do that? How do you post every day, or should I post every day? And how do you get your thumbnails like that?" All of that. So I put it into one course. I have courses about AI, like straight up like how to build an AI empire, basically, like from scratch, from nothing, as a beginner. So you go into it and you didn't know much about AI, or you knew a little bit about ChatGPT, and you come out of it and you can have your own AI consultancy firm, like. So there's multiple ones about school, about there's Stan OS. That's not, it's a course, but it's also a product, so it's a little bit of a hybrid, which is another thing you could sell. The thing about courses, though, is it doesn't have to be like this long course that takes you weeks or months to build. You can sell on Stand because of the way it's set up. You put the actual course on Stand. So people have asked me about that. They were like, okay, so you can sell it, but where do I house it? You actually house it on Stand. They have a little page where you just add a little video or add your PDF, and you say, okay, module one, module two. So you could have 10 videos that are like 5 to 12 minutes each. And let me tell you something. Most people are not going to sit through hours and hours of a course. Most people want this, what I'm giving you right now. They want, okay, give me 30 minutes and explain it to me. I want to be able to go and do something about it. They're not looking for, like, if you can have a 30-minute course on Stan, you can sell those like hotcakes, because you would actually say that. You would say, this course is short. This course will help you in 30 minutes. It can be one video, or it can be like 4 or 5 videos by topic. That's what's cool about it. So you would have one, I wouldn't say have 10 different products right now, because if you're a beginner, don't do that. But have 1 or 2 products. And if you choose courses, it's easier to build than you think. And then if you are someone who, like, let's say you've made 5 to 50,000 online already, you know how to sell, you know how to build products. Stan is a perfect place for you to put everything in one place and just have this short, as you can see above my head, this short URL. And it kind of, it lets you link off not just to those products, but link off to other things. So it actually can become your front page of the internet, other than this like big website that people have to navigate through and decide what they're going to do. It's like a mini funnel. It's a mini funnel. Okay. Another thing you can sell, which is so, so cool, and this is something I highly recommend for people who are starting out, is one-on-one calls. You can sell those on Stan Store. You can sell one-on-one calls on Zoom, on Google Meet, on the phone. I did this back in the day, like, I don't know, 12 years ago. I mean, I've done a bunch of stuff to make ends meet when I was broke, right? And one of the things I did was I had $30 one-on-one calls for 30 minutes or an hour, I can't remember how much, where I would walk you through on the phone, because I didn't have like, I don't even think they had Zoom back then, and or Google Meets or whatever. So I was on the phone with people, and I would, you could book it online, but this was just like a makeshift PayPal link or something, which you can also do, by the way. You do not have to sign up for Stan to do any of what I've just described to you. It just makes it super easy. So you can just have like a PayPal or a Stripe link and just link it and just be off to the races, okay? I want to make sure you saw that. So if you've been phasing out and whatever, come back. You don't need Stan to do anything that I've listed here. Don't let this be an excuse. Okay, so what I would do is I would sell $30 calls, and then people would pay that. And it would be like, $30 help me pay for food that day, help me put towards the not the rent, sometimes I had rent, sometimes it was like a hotel for the day, bouncing around, or paying my friend sleep on the couch. Like you make it do, but the one-on-one is so great, because all you're doing on the one-on-ones is you're helping somebody understand what you already know. Think about that for a second. You're helping somebody understand what you already know. Now, if you've heard anything in this conversation so far that has been stood out to you, has helped you open your mind a bit, or something you didn't even know, write the word gem, Gem. Write the word gem in the comments right now. And that helps me. I do that live too. It helps me know, okay, certain things are resonating. But a one-on-one is just a conversation. Now you can have one-on-ones for free, by the way, as like your lead magnet. You can have one-on-ones where you talk to people and then you upsell them to something else. And that's always like I would do both. I would test out whatever it took to make this $1,000. But one thing you could do is say, okay, for $30 on my stand store, you can have a one-on-one with me. And I'll, for 30 minutes, I'll walk you through the thing. Like maybe you have a course or a PDF or something we just already talked about or prompts. And then for $30 or 50 or 20, like to get people on calls, I'll walk you through for your specific thing. Now, if you go to my stand right now to be on a call with me for like 30 minutes or 45 minutes is, or maybe an hour, is $2,000. But so what some people do is they're like, well, you charging 2,000. I'm not going to charge 20. I'm charging $2,000 for a call with me, which is actually still a bargain because I make like like with Stan and other things like $5,000 a day just with like no big team and no ads, no big ads, you know? So I'm the time you have with me, and I'm not saying this to promote it, I'm saying it to put it in perspective that when I was starting, I've told you multiple times that I was homeless, right? I did $30 calls. And I don't do that still because I grew. But you start there to start to get people in your ecosystem to understand that you have value to give so that they feel like they won. You want, in a negotiation, you want both parties to feel like they won. So you want them to feel like, oh, I only paid $20 and I got so much out of it. Then you do like 5 or 10 of those. You got money in your hand and you start charging a little bit more. And you also are saying, hey, I have this course. If you want a deeper dive, I can only spend 30 minutes with you. But if you want to spend a couple hours with me with all the stuff, or I have this template or these prompts that'll just populate it for you. You kind of go back and forth. Like you, inside of the course, you mention the one-on-one calls. And inside of the one-on-one calls you mention the course or the other product. Another thing you can do is a custom product. And this is on Stan. They give you this option to do a custom product like an Ask Me Anything session, which is like a one-on-one, but you can call it something interesting. So for example, this is just a random example, but I happen to have an Instagram caption generator. It's an AI tool that I sell. Can link it off of Instagram, and then people, I'm sorry, not Instagram, off of Stan. People buy it on Stan. They get an email because Stan sends you like automated emails. You just say, okay, once somebody buys this, this is the automated email they get, and you can do it really simply inside of it. And then somebody does that, they get a link, and then they get access to the thing. Speaking of, you can also do custom GPTs. If custom GPTs, if those two words together make you feel nervous, don't worry about this next part, but you can fast forward a little bit. But let me tell you, for anybody who's interested, if you can capture this custom GPT game, man, like a custom GPT is basically Chat GPT, but with your own training. So it's built on Chat GPT. You have to have a paid account to make them. And then when you make them, you train them by giving them a knowledge base. So you give them uploaded PDFs and files of information you want it to have that you're training it on. And you also give it instruction. So it takes a little time. It'll take you a few hours potentially if it's really good. But what I would do is like spend 2 or 3 hours on it to build it and then kind of maintain it, update it as needed over time. So let's say you watch this video, you decide I'm going to do a custom GPT. I'm going to go on YouTube. I have inside of Your First 5K and Arlan's All Access, my school memberships. I have training how to make a custom GPT. But let's just say you go there if you're already a member, or you go to YouTube and you say how to make a custom GPT. You take that training. I'm giving you everything, right? Like I'm just handing you the instructions, okay? So you take that training and you make a custom GPT that is really valuable. And if you don't know what to make it about, either start with my Stan OS and I'll help you, or Just go to ChatGPT and say, hey, I want to go in this direction. What kind of custom GPT should I make? And how much should I charge? Or you might say, I want to make a custom GPT that costs $49 to access. What could that be that's valuable? Then you have the custom GPT, you have the link, you set it to say that it can be accessed by anybody with the link. That's how you do it. And you'll learn how to do that when you do the training. And then you put it on your stand store and you say, custom GPT that does XYZ with the email that comes back, because you're going to make it a custom product that's going to say, okay, what URL is this product? That's what Stan's going to say. You put the URL that is that custom link in that so that when people purchase it, they get an email that says, congratulations, you just purchased the custom GPT. Here's how to access it. Gives them a link, takes them to the link. You're selling it for $17 to get people in, $5, $30, $50, $100. You're not selling it for like $1,000 because you're not there yet. If you are there, go for it. And you'll know if you are. You hear me? Like you'll understand if you are there, if you are there. If you don't know if you're there, you're not there. Okay? Cue the Charlie Day mind map algorithm behind me. So you already have I'm not even done yet, but you already have so many ideas. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel, by the way. If you're still watching, I know I'm helping. I know I don't even have to ask. Make sure you're subscribed. It's the number one thing you can do to help me out. It helps me get my channel, helps my channel grow, which also helps me. But then it also helps this get in front of more people, which is like my ultimate goal is for as many people as possible to learn about these things so they can have that freedom for themselves. There's too much going on in the world for us to be shackled. We gotta break out. Okay, so let me know, like I said, let me know in the comments what you think you might be doing. There's a couple more here. So another option, and I've done all of these, all of the ones that I've told you I've done, workshops, AKA webinars. Now, I don't like using the word webinar anymore. I don't think a lot of people love that word. Just use workshop. It's a live workshop. I have 4 live workshops on my Stan OS. Is it a webinar too? Yeah, sure. It's on the web. It's an R, whatever. But it's a workshop. Workshops feel better to the customer, so that's what we're going to call it. And you can call yours something special. You can call it even something different than that. But that's what you could sell. So you could have like, okay, for $27, $29, or whatever, the $19, come to my workshop and I'll teach you over the weekend how to crochet this sweater. Or come to the workshop and I'll teach you how to use Canva for beginners. Or I'll teach you how to get the best pickleball stroke to have the best game of your life. Is it making sense? It's making sense. Okay. Think about your lead magnet. And also the last thing I want to mention just when it comes to that, because I'm going to show you how to make the money too. Affiliate links. You can actually use affiliate links. So the affiliate is going to actually help me go over to how do I get people to even see this? Affiliate links can be a now thing if you choose the right one. So if you go and you choose like something that it takes a while to be approved and then it takes a while to make the money, like they're going to send you the money in 14 to 28 days, that's not a now thing. It's a cool thing, still do it, but it's not a now thing. A now thing would be go to somebody who is not a big corporation, who you can reach out to by email or Instagram DM or LinkedIn, who is selling something that you think you could sell for them, that you may have an audience for, that you may at least know how to explain, that has worked for you. And you check to see if they have an affiliate program. If they're on school, they automatically do, which is awesome. So if you're on anybody's school that charges and you're like, oh man, actually I could do this. Now it's going to take 14 days to get the money, but you can start selling it now. If they don't have an affiliate program for their course, for their program, for the calls, for whatever, for their book, for anything, get in touch with them and say, do you have one that I can't see? If you don't have one, can you create one for me? Where you give me a link, I'll send people your way, or give me a coupon code, even to Stan. Stan has his own affiliate program. Give me a coupon code. I'll come through, I'll send people your way, or can we do like a live session? Now, you're talking about like, okay, I'm a beginner. How do I even get started? There's multiple ways. Let me tell you the four main ways to get traffic. If you want to know the four main ways to get people to see your offer, say so in the comments right now. Make sure you're subscribed before you comment. That's the rule. Subscribe and then comment, okay? That's the price of admission. All right. The first type of traffic, the main type, there's multiple types. There's like dozens, but this is like the main four. The first type is cold traffic, meaning people who don't know you. And this is one that you're probably the most used to is like people who do not know you. They have never heard of you before, and you're finding your way to get in front of them. You're reaching out to them. You're responding to their comments. You're going to them. You're seeing them comment on something and someone else's Instagram or something, and you're going to that and responding. Now that can turn into spam really fast. So you want to be extremely careful about how you do it, but you also want to think about, is there a clever way to do this? Because if I don't have a large audience, I need to be willing to put myself out there. The second type is warm outreach. So that was cold outreach, and then there's warm outreach. Warm outreach is people you already know or who know you. And that is, do I have anybody that I used to work with? Do I have anybody that I ever helped with anything? Anybody I've ever met at an event that said, hey, hit me up. Anybody who's in town, anybody who I go and, I look at my email inbox. I look at my contact list and my phone. Like in my Your First 5K and Arlan's All Access memberships on school, so it's a lot of words, but basically on my memberships, I have a 5-day challenge to make the first $100. And day 3 is about going to that fresh, like going back to people who you already know. And it's the number one way people have made money in the challenge. People come into it and they're like, oh, I don't know anybody. I don't have any audience. Nobody follows me. And I'm like, but like, can you find 5 people in your contacts? How many? Or this is my favorite. They're like, I don't have an audience. And I go, okay, what's your Instagram page? I go to it. It has like 400 people. I'm like, you don't have an audience? What are those 400 people? They can't all be bots. But it's not 1,000. It's not 10,000. Not 100,000. It doesn't have to be. If you had 400 people in front of you in a room, would you be like, I scoff at this. This isn't nothing. This isn't anything because that other person has 100,000 at the Super Bowl. Doesn't matter what the other person has. That's 400 people, potentially at least 90 or 80% of them are real. So you have that warm audience is a place to go. And I teach you all about this. Actually, our workshop 3 is where we're going to go in on the of 4. So we've had workshop 1 is about mindset, foundation, setting up your stand. Workshop 2 is all about building out your offer, building out your products, getting all of your email stuff in place, your nurture sequence, everything you need for that. Workshop 3 is about traffic. Workshop 3 is about traffic. So, we hit on everything we were just talking about. And then workshop 4 is a surprise, and I'll let you check it out. But that's cold and warm, and I teach you about all of that in the traffic section. Then on the third major type of traffic is paid ads. There are a lot of people who just, hey, I'm going to pay Meta, Facebook, Instagram. I'm going to pay YouTube. I'm going to pay LinkedIn, Google, etc. And I'm just going to pay, and it'll cost me however many dollars to get somebody to come to the page. And then this many people have to see the page in order for me to have a conversion. And I do the math and see if it works. And if I can break even, that probably works out because then I can sell them more later. Or if I can make a profit that same day, that's even better. It does take a while to set up this system, okay? But over time, it can be really lucrative. So here's what I say. If you don't have any ad money, or you have some ad money, but you're like, I don't want to have to learn this, figure this out right away. It's too tough. A couple things. One thing is what most people sleep on, and this is something I do all the time. Most people sleep on it. I don't see a lot of people doing this at all. You ready for it? Let me know if you're ready for it. Okay. And make sure you are subscribed and you've looked at the link below for anything that I have some special stuff for you. What most people sleep on is they do not go to other people's audiences and they don't go to their audience directly, which you can do, but you go over to the person who's the host of a school, host of a course you took, a YouTuber you like, that kind of thing. Not somebody who's like so far away from you that it's going to take you multiple chances to even talk to them, but somebody that you know of, who you respect, and maybe even a friend. You never know. You're going to reach out to them. And instead of doing the affiliate thing that you were just going to have as one product, that link, you're going to say to them, I have $200. I can either put that $200 into Meta and potentially it works, or I can hand you the $200 and you put out an email blast for me, or you help me promote until I make 400. Or I'm not going to give you anything, but you make 40% of what I make from your direct link. In other words, you get with somebody who has a larger audience than you do, and you incentivize them to help you make money and to get your product and your service in front of their audience, because they're going to make the determination of if it's valuable or not. They're not going to just throw crap at their audience. I'm telling you, anybody worth their salt is not going to put bad stuff in front of their audience because it's going to mess up their reputation. So your job is to make good stuff, make valuable stuff. Go to people and say, look, can we do some sort of arrangement where you essentially become my affiliate? Or can we do an arrangement where we just partner and let's jump on a Zoom call in front of your audience? 30 people come to it from your audience. I'll tell them about what I do. I'll give them like a 30-minute training. So it's super valuable for your audience. And all I ask is that you let me pitch to them at the end with your cosign. Most people never do this. And it is so valuable because imagine you do that once, you do that twice, you do that 10 times. And as you grow, the person you can reach out to grows. Another thing you can do well, actually, this is going to be in content. Okay, so the fourth type of traffic is content or organic, and that's my favorite. What I'm doing right now in this YouTube video is organic content because I become the billboard, I become the TV show, I become the commercial rather than me chasing you. Hey man, you want to listen to my record? Hey, will you go to my event with the flyer on the street, which is reasonable. Like I respect that. But instead of me having to do that on that cold traffic thing, I create content that I find to be valuable and other people find to be valuable, and you come to me. So if you even went to my stand store during this conversation, you're already proving out what I'm saying. So yes, I have a lot of subscribers and I will have more, but I started with 0 subscribers. You can start with 0 subscribers. And I'm going to say one more thing because I know some people are going to have this limiting belief for themselves. A lot of people say, well, your success on YouTube is because you already had success elsewhere. Nope. I did a survey and more than 85%, no, at this point with 180,000 subscribers, it's even more. So more than 90% of my subscribers on YouTube had never heard of me until I showed up on their homepage or a suggested video. They had no idea who I was. You may be one of them. You may be watching this right now and had no idea who I was 30 minutes ago. It has nothing to do mostly with what happened offline because I started a new channel just to prove it. I started another channel and I started making money that same week. And how I did that was I made a channel for Your First 5K, which is one of my memberships on school. And everything I posted every day or every couple of days was about making your first 5K and interviewing people in the membership. And then I linked to it in the description and then people joined. That's what you could do. So that's organic. Right now, stand store links below, call us to action. That's what I'm doing with my organic content. I'm telling you, go check it out. I don't have to pull your, twist your arm. You're going to go if you want to go. If you're finding value in this, if you're still here, you're going to go. Some people will go and just look, and some people will go and buy because you're getting way more value than what I'm charging. And that is your job. You provide way more value than what you charge, and you get your message in front of people. I can already hear you. What if I don't want to show my face on YouTube? Is that what you're about to say? You don't have to show your face on YouTube. I suggest you show your face on YouTube because it'll help create that authority that is needed for people to recognize you as someone who does this one thing. You're known for that. You're known for it. That is incredibly valuable. You wouldn't be able to pay for that. But if you do not want to, for privacy reasons, for security reasons, for nervousness, for anxiety, you don't have to start that way. I think you should eventually get there, but you don't even have to start there. You can just do demonstrations. Let's say you have one product on stand or two, and a lead magnet in a product that you're selling. Make a video on Zoom or on Loom, Loom, showing your screen and going on audio as long as people can hear you. Make sure your sound is good and walk them through the product. This is what you get. This is why it's necessary. That's one video. Another video could be even introducing them to the problem. Introduce them to the problem. Make it more broad. Another video could be an interview with somebody or testimonial from somebody who's used the product and what happened with them. A case study is another type of video. It's 4 videos I'm already giving you that are faceless. A case study where you describe this person had this problem. They came to me. They used my $17 ... and now they have this solution and result. I could go on, and I do. So there are many ways. Those are the 4 main ones. Inside of all of my programs, I teach you so much more. I just teach you so much more. So I give you everything you need in these free YouTube videos, just telling you kind of like the strategy. I give you everything you could need to make something happen. You build trust. I build trust with you. Some people go on to buy from me and keep buying from me. Some people never do. But no matter if you paid or you didn't, a lot of people, like thousands of people, get results and they talk about me, and then more people check me out. That's it. That's what you're going to do with content. You're going to create helpful short vids. Like when I say short, I mean 8 minutes at the least is your best bet because you want people to actually stick around. Go 30 minutes, 20 minutes, even more. You're going to do lives. You can do lives as long as it's valuable, as long as it's not wasting anybody's time. Do it. Okay? If you want more help with any of this, start with my Stan OS is a great place to start. A really great place if you're interested in Stan. You can also start with my Your First 5K, which has a 7-day free trial. As of now, that may go away. Or it may be a whole different thing. I'm working on something that I'm going to surprise everybody with soon. So whatever the case may be, track down Your First 5K. Those are great places to start. There's a GPS floating around somewhere, maybe on my Stan store. There's all kinds of stuff. Go to the Stan store. That's just going to be your best bet. Go to the Stan store, check out all the stuff that I have, and it'll help you. It'll help guide you. You know, you're not alone in this. I hope this was helpful to you. I know some people are going to take this and absolutely kill with it, run with it. So let me know. Always update me. I love hearing the updates a few days later, not just the day of. So I'll see you soon.